Hello everyone. In this presentation, Resurrection Part 2, we'll look at how resurrection takes place for those who already passed away. This will also help us understand about the resurrection that takes place at the second coming of Christ in the last days. We'll look at resurrection for people in the spiritual world. We're taught the four principles of resurrection. Resurrection to occur, we need God's words, we need the truth, we need to have a physical body, we need to go through the three stages, and also we need to be at the right time to have the benefits of that age. And so spirits in the spiritual world who've passed away, they wait until the time when the new central person is on the earth. For example, the people at Abraham's time, they waited until the time of Moses. And then they descended on the earth and they work with someone who has a physical body. So another spirit comes, and another spirit would come. To grow spiritually, we need vitality elements from the good thoughts and actions we have during our lifetime. So another spirit would come and he would try to help assist the person on the earth. And if he manages to do that, then he shares in the vitality elements, and that spirit grows together with that the spirit of that person. So two types of spirits will come back. Higher spirits who consciously know they need to follow the new providence. So a good spirit. If you experience this, you feel empowered, inspired to do something. You feel very powerful. But nevertheless, this spirit will inspire you to do something. If you don't respond to that, of course, there's no benefit to you or the spirit. But if you respond to the spirit and you do good things, have good thoughts and actions, then these vitality elements go to that spirit as well, and he advances spiritually, he grows spiritually. But other times, an evil spirit allows evil spirits to come at times. When you experience this, you feel very heavy, because the spirit doesn't have a consciousness to do anything for the providence. They only come to fulfill their own desire. So you get a tendency to resist having good thoughts and actions. But if you respond to that spirit, then there's no benefit to that spirit or yourself. In fact, you will go down spiritually. But if the person on the earth endures this, and he actually still, despite not really wanting to or resistance, he does decide to do good things, have good thoughts and actions, then actually growth again takes place, resurrection takes place, and the evil spirit can actually change through this. The evil spirit receives the vitality elements from that person on the earth. So even the evil spirit can grow spiritually through this process. So either way, if the person on the earth always does God's will, he practices the truth, lives a life of true love, and he follows the central person of the age, most importantly, then resurrection takes place. So, as we saw in the last presentation, people on earth receive the resurrection directly, but those in the spiritual world, they've been waiting. For example, the blue persons on the right of the diagram, for people in the spiritual world, they're waiting in the spiritual world for the right time. So when the new central person comes, they come to the earth, to that dotted arrow, they come to the spiritual world to descend on people who are alive to try to assist them. And if they respond, they can grow spiritually with them. They resurrect to a higher level. But then after that period of time, they're waiting. If they've passed away, if they died physically, they again wait in the spiritual world for the next central person. And they'll descend on the earth, again resurrect. This has been going on throughout history. The three main providence, the Old Testament, New Testament, and the completed Testament age, when the second coming of Christ will come. And there should at that time be complete resurrection. This is the real meaning of resurrection. People won't be coming out of their physical graves. The physical body is decomposed. We don't need the physical body anymore. We have spiritual bodies. And the whole purpose of our life on earth is the growth of our spiritual body. It's only in our spiritual body that we live for eternity. It's evidence then for passed away spirits returned. For example, Matthew 27:52-54, it states, "The tombs also were opened, and many bodies of the saints who had fallen asleep were raised, and coming out of the tombs after his resurrection, they went into the holy city and appeared to many." If you think about this passage, the tombs opened at that time just after Jesus died, and many bodies of the saints rose up. Who are the saints at the time just after Jesus? It would be Noah, Abraham, Moses. If these people literally rose up from their tombs and went into the holy city, which is Jerusalem, surely they would have witnessed to the people about Jesus being the Messiah. And who would doubt them? These people were just resurrected physically. But there's no record of this in the Bible. In fact, people continued to disbelieve Jesus for many years after that. This is a record of the spirits of these people rose up, and they went to the holy city. They appeared to many people spiritually to receive the benefit of returning resurrection. Also, Matthew 17:3-4 speaks about Moses and Elijah with Jesus and the disciples. But Moses was dead physically 1,600 years, and Elijah about 900 years. But they came back for the same purpose. They came back to try to experience returning resurrection, and they're working with Jesus' disciples. Luke 1:17 says, John the Baptist was in the spirit and power of Elijah. So likewise, Elijah came back working with John the Baptist. It's not always a straightforward way, because the person on the earth may not respond to the Spirit. We look now actually at unification on earth by returning resurrection. It's in the physical world, the central person, in this case the Messiah, like the middle person there, he's not recognized usually by people on the earth, because he looks the same as any other person. And so often the central person or the Messiah is often persecuted, like Jesus was. But those in the spiritual world, they'll be waiting. They're waiting for the next providence, and they can see what's happening. They know who the Messiah is. They can see clearly from the spiritual world. So what they do is they come back. But the spirits, they try to find a person of a similar disposition, someone similar to themselves. It could be their descendants. So, for example, a Hindu is more likely to attend, the spirit of a Hindu is more likely to descend and try to work with a Hindu person on the earth. So therefore he comes back and he tries to direct this person on the earth to follow the Messiah. And if he succeeds, then this Hindu person is following the Messiah. The Muslim spirit likewise, and the Jew, the Christian, and the Buddhist, the Sikh, and all people, all backgrounds, people from all backgrounds, will come back to try to take part in the providence. So what you will see on the earth, a movement of people from various backgrounds coming together. But this is due to the work of those in the spiritual world. So eventually all people from everywhere, all backgrounds, will experience resurrection, hearing God's words, and go to the higher sphere. Even evil spirits, as we've seen, evil spirits only come to fulfill their desires they have on the earth. But even these people, when people on the earth follow God's providence, they will actually, in due time, we don't know how long it'll take, but they gradually will be resurrected. But it's important to note, everyone has to fulfill their portion of responsibility. In the end, everyone will follow God's words and live a life of true love and fulfill the original ideal we had. Because God loves all humanity. From God's point of view, all humanity is God's children. So he'll send the central person, send the Messiah, in order to enable people to know the truth and be able to follow the Messiah and realize God's ideal in their own lives. So this incredible truth, actually, the Reverend Sun Myung Moon discovered. In the next presentation, we'll look at predestination. People often think, is everything planned? Is it all scripted? Can I change my destiny? Or is it unscripted, where real free will? People have mixed feelings about this. So the next presentation is about that. It's called predestination. Anyway, thank you for hearing this presentation, and I'll see you in the next presentation, predestination. Thank you very much.